Chapter 113 of Kagurabachi, Rock. We're getting a flashback. Seitei War, let's get into it. It's my first reaction. February 18th, a large island suddenly appears in the coastal waters near southeast Japan. Look at this establishing shot, bro. This is so beautiful. The island, it's kind of shaded ominously. I love the kind of fogginess that's going on here with this grayscale. It's cool, bro. It's awesome. And again, just the highly detailed nature of Hokuzono's art is so appealing to me. Between it and Honshu is an island called Irishima, which is part of Chiba Prefecture. During a record-breaking earthquake 34 hours prior, a vein of an unidentified mineral ore was exposed on Irishima's surface. The ore is highly reactive to spirit energy and produces astronomical power bursts when the two come in contact. Immediately, it was designated as Japan's most critical resource. 2 years later, in Tokyo. Is that it? Yes, the Datensenki. This is so cool. Kagurabachi is so sick. Between it and Honshu, this is Chiba. The Datensenki popped up in Irishima, and this is the mysterious island, I suppose. Who is this guy? And what is that? What's up with this? Isn't it rather small? It's plenty powerful. That's enough to obliterate an entire city, if you can wield it properly, of course, which we know no one else is able to do outside of Kunishige. Even the government has yet to figure out how to do that. That's the nature of this ore. A sorcerer of your caliber, and you ended up like that? Yeah, I should have tried to do another 200 million or so. Did you ever run in with government ops? No. Then who? There's nobody else there, right? Irishima's an uninhabited island. You're wrong. There were people there. We know the government's been having trouble extracting the ore, even though it's supposedly uninhabited. And now I know why. Look at, they're these Wendigo from Supernatural figures, man. The way they're just not quite solid, you know what I mean? A lot of Hokuzono's art, as you can see here, it's very grounded. These people look like people. Of course they're drawings, they look like drawings. They have kind of exaggerated features, of course. This mustache is fucking crazy, bro. But it's realistic enough. But this, even in this close up, it's just a bunch of very light and airy lines. It's Hokuzono is purposely disconnecting them from their humanity, and this is from the perspective of the sorcerer here. I don't expect that they'll look like this forever, but it's really interesting the way Hokuzono is using his art to kind of portray the way it seemed to this sorcerer, and as these island inhabitants are less human than the rest of us, because the art is kind of disconnected from that realistic art style that he usually does. Anyways, let's move on. They were assassins sent by the Shokoku. Shokoku, you mean from that so-called large island that suddenly surfaced in the ocean near Irishima? Inhabitants from there. But the government said it was a cluster of mutated seaweed. Manga, this is not mutated seaweed. Look at this. What the hell? So Shokoku is the island. Okay, so the islanders from Shokoku were protective of the Datenseki from Irishima. Okay, starting to understand now. Excuse me, that was a very early assessment, right? The government has released no actual information since then. That's because they don't know anything. Look at the way Hokuzono is moving the quote-unquote camera around from all these angles. Even just from this page, we get this kind of slightly bottom up perspective. We flip it around. It's behind the two men all of a sudden, and then we go to a wider establishing shot, and then we get this close up so we can see properly see the like emotional reaction that this character is having. Like it's really like I'm looking at like a storyboard for a movie, dude. And then you get again like this just giant establishing shot. The island is contrasted by this boat. This is a huge island, bro. What the hell? These look like trees or these rocks. They're kind of looking. They're kind of giving tree to me. Like look at this branch right there. These look like roots, kind of. You know what I mean? So where did this island come from, yo? This is as far as we can go. Is something wrong? No, the boat just won't go any closer. It's physically impossible. It's surrounded by a powerful force field. Nobody can approach it beyond a certain distance. Since its appearance 2 years ago, nobody knows what lies beyond that point. Okay. However, some of the mariners sent to investigate have reported sightings of what look like humans. They're the assassins I crossed paths with. Humans on the island that surfaced in the ocean. Then, why are we calling it a country? Why name it Shokoku? Well, it's only a theory, but I love these close-ups that Hokusono does, man. The force field is large enough to cover a couple of cities, and so nobody's been able to breach it for 2 years. Oh, and the force field is so strong. Excuse me. It's not humanly possible. Either they simply have powers beyond our reckoning, or it has to do with the astronomical energy of this ore. Perhaps they have the Datenseki also, and an advanced civilization that knows how to use it. That's my theory. I mean, that's a good enough theory for me for now. So you're saying it's populated? Possibly. I mean, obviously it's populated, big bro. But if that's true, what cause do they have to send assassins? Probably to protect the ore, yeah. They probably don't want Japan getting its hands on the powerful ore. Whoa, there we go. But why hide then? Why not just make a big splash? And they're probably preparing. They emerge from the depths of the ocean, right? So they have to get used to the sunlight. They need to train for land battle. They're probably doing military exercises over there as we speak. Exercises, yes. Preparing for war. Like, I'm struggling right now to come up with the words to describe this dude, but I just love the way he moves the camera around, man. It's so cool. And then, boom, a nice little, like, above shot of the ashtray, and then you done talking. This is my favorite part about Shiba's teleportation thing, dude. It's the way that Hokusono uses the panels to just have them suddenly appear there. There's no like prior indication to it. Well, except there is here because of the bracelet. But we only know that because we see it in the next panel. It's the way like everything happens so suddenly when it comes to Shiba's teleportation. Who are you? Security. They pull up, try to kill him. Don't move. They don't know who they're dealing with. And then he teleports them all out. And here we see that he's like we're witnessing the act of movement because of the speed lines there on Shiba's teleportation. It usually doesn't happen. Usually it's just very boom boom. And like I'm thinking of the chapter when Chihiro and Samura first started fighting Soga in the city, and Shiba was saving the people in that cafe. The way he just suddenly appeared and he was out of the panels like that. There were no speed lines. There was no nothing. That's the way it's usually represented. But because we're looking at someone, like we're taking the perspective of someone who's looking at Shiba, Hokusono is gracious enough to give us the speed lines to sort of indicate how it looks from the perspective of someone looking at it. Let me get a little sound effect there, and then the couch is empty. and then he drops them as he tends to do. Yikes. Sorry I moved. He's drinking his little cigarette. I like the bracelet, dude. I love the outfit, man. It's cool. They fall. Yada yada yada. You're awfully quiet. Look at like the shadow over his face, man. Like just the awareness of the lighting in this panel is really impressive to me. Hokusono's art has improved so much. On my TikTok at Call Me Mario Please, I drop shorter versions of these videos on TikTok. This is actually my first one going on YouTube. I've been talking a lot about Hokusono's improvement drawing expressions, and you can really see it in the close-up panels like this. I think a lot of that improvement has to do with how big he makes people's eyes. Like, look at this panel right there of Shiba's like kind of disinterested look. I love the hairstyle too. The couple strands of hair just falling. The kind of the ponytail there too. It's really cool. I really like it. Shiba's very, very pretty. You must be Togo Shiba. He is, in fact, Togo Shiba. If you are, I know I can't beat you. Respect. Respect. I love someone who knows their limits. Bastard. The Soga clan's guardian. Oh, nah. Nah. Wait, you call yourself a sorcerer? You're the government's dog. Okay, so this is 2 years after the Shokoku Island popped up. Pre-massacre, because we're still exploring the uses of the Datensenki. And he's the Soga clan's guardian. What the hell? So this is 16 years in the past now. So he's... What? So he's known Soga for a long fucking time. Which probably means he knows Kunishige at this point too, which I think we knew already. This is around the time that Chihiro's born. A couple chapters ago, Soga said that he gave Chihiro like a gift, like a bib or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he gave him something when he was a baby. So this is pre-massacre for sure, I think. Unless the chapter proves me wrong, but we'll see what happens there. But this is interesting. This is really interesting that he's the Soga clan's guardian. I guess it makes sense, right? Because he was the one. He wasn't in charge of setting up the magic that was protecting Kunishige and Chihiro, but he would go to like check in on them. So I guess it makes sense. So does this mean? Well, they still have the Rokuhira last name, so it's. So like what I'm trying to say is that Kunishige didn't like marry into the Soga clan. But yeah, this is freaky. Let's move on, bro. I'm excited. Whoa, death cry. You're late. You're late, Mashiro. Hey, Mr. Shiba, what are you doing? Stepping on this guy's neck and burning him. Okay, based. You shouldn't kick and burn him too much. We don't want him dead. We got questions for him. Mashiro. Is this... what the heck? Is this, No, this isn't Soga. No, because he looked way different when Samura and him met. And Samura and him met before the Enchanted Blades, I think. Anyways, he like kind of has death flags already. That guy was on the right track. He was already anticipating war with Shokoku. Whoa, pretty sharp, dude. He needs to not interfere. I love the disinterest here in this face. It's been 2 years since the appearance of Shokoku. There have been repeated skirmishes over the vein of ore on Irishima. That makes sense. They stick to diversionary tactics rather than head-on battles. They seem satisfied to prevent us from mining the ore. For now, that is. Okay. War. Our job is to prevent that worst-case scenario. Sick. I just... Like, it's such like a pleasurable experience to read this manga, dude, because, like, Hokusono is always moving the camera. Like, it's such, like... It makes it very easy to visualize. And the way he's... there's no like kind of sharpness here between this kind of like thought space and Shiba, the way it kind of just like smoothly transitions there. It's really, really great work. He's a really great manga artist. Shokoku and the Datensenki appeared almost simultaneously, okay? There's clearly a deep connection between the two. True. First of all, we need to understand this ore. That makes sense. Calls on his phone. It's Shiba. Mission status complete. What about the other thing? That didn't go through. What didn't go through? Interesting, interesting. So is this like an early version of the the Hishaku? Is an early version. Is this like an early version of the Kaminabi, or is this just? Are they just? Oh, he called him a government dog, so he's probably. This is already probably just a full member of the Kaminabi at this point. I can't believe I had to look that up, man. That's embarrassing. I've been reading this manga for like 100 weeks or something. I've said it over and over. The guy's too young. He's 1 year older than me. It's a bit harsh. We're talking about a low-life weapons dealer who barely answers his calls. We can't entrust the nation's most critical research guy like that. Okay, so talk about Kunishige then here. Okay. We've hired other trusted veteran swordsmen as consultants. I'm telling you, nobody can touch this guy's skill level. Scientists are conducting research. That makes sense. It's been 2 years. They've gotten nowhere. That's how it is. That's how challenging this material is. Understood. I need to make a quick stop and then I'll be back. Copy that. Wait a sec, where exactly? Your expression is so evil. I'm taking this to show him. So obviously he's talking about Kunishige here, and we're about to go meet him. So this is what? This is like 20-year-old Kunishige or something? Oh my god, he looks exactly like Chihiro, bro. Arc Seitei War. Oh man, this is about to be so peak, dude. This is about to be so peak. Hokuzono is such a Kishimoto disciple, dog. Like, the first arc is over into a flashback immediately. I love this. I love this fucking drawing here, dude. Like, the shading here to showcase the light coming from the fire. Just the several different materials or like tools in the background, the trees, man, like the detail in these walls, like the detail in the hammer. You can see like how lived in this world is, and these materials and these environments are. But I'm especially impressed by the lighting on this double spread here, man. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous stuff. What a great introduction to the flashback. I'm glad we're getting to see more of Shiba, and before he was kind of like, before he was traumatized by war, really. I mean, that's what it is. So I'm excited to see more of his personality. We've already seen that he's kind of playful and stuff, but there is this air of like regret to him, of course, especially when it comes to allowing Chihiro to actually pursue the path that he's on. And we get our first kind of hint into the assassins from Shokoku. This like kind of rudimentary version of the Kamunabi that we have. You can see that they're like sticklers. I mean, of course, it makes sense if he's a low-level weapons dealer, or low-life weapons dealer, not necessarily low-level. He might be very high-level. Low-life weapons dealer. Like, of course, they would be hesitant to show him the material, but Shiba has this kind of... what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? Shiba has this kind of rebellious streak to him, and like it kind of makes sense, like that he's with his teleportation power. Like it kind of fits his personality of kind of being one place all over the other. You know, he's not necessarily the most willing to listen to orders directly if he has like a better idea. Like that power fits someone with his personality. And as per usual, like Hokuzono's art is gorgeous. It's just so good to look at. The different like camera perspectives he gives us here, like the way we can switch from like kind of close-ups to like establishing shots like this to like quick movement like shots like this. Like Hokuzono doesn't really use a lot of like speed lines all the time necessarily, but he uses them really well and very efficiently, and I really like that. So yeah, this was my first reaction to chapter 113 of Kagurabachi by Hokuzono Takeru. Check back next week for more, and yeah, I don't really know how to end this. Follow me, or subscribe, I guess. Follow me is a TikTok term. You can also do that at Call Me Mario PLZ. Call Me Mario Please on TikTok. I'm gonna drop a shorter form version of this on there tonight. And yes, I will see you guys later.